So I wanted to be a writer, and I was an English major, and you know, it's tough to break in. And I was working in publishing and in PR, and a spot came open to be a copywriter for the Marvel catalog. And I didn't really know what that was, but I figured it out. You know, it's like, oh, someone has to write these entries that are in this catalog. And so I began writing for Marvel, and then got into marketing, and I didn't know what it was, and I figured it out. So Guardians of the Galaxy, it was a risk, but it was the same thing as Iron Man. We said, these characters are great, the world just doesn't know it yet. So we're going to present them in this funny and fun and crazy movie, and now everyone knows who Rocket and Groot are. And now it seems like, well, of course, a raccoon in a tree. But at the time, it was a big risk. But we knew that these characters were great. I mean, there's going to be Ant-Man, another risk. People are going to say, really, Ant-Man? After it comes out, they're going to say, of course, Ant-Man. They're going to say, it's awesome this guy can shrink down and ride bugs. That should be a movie. So we're going to keep taking chances. We're going to keep doing more interesting stories with the characters you know, and we're going to introduce characters that you don't know yet. When I was growing up, I always thought it was cool that the heroes looked different, came from different countries, had different religions, different genders, different ethnicities, different sexual orientations. You name it, the Marvel heroes were different. Sometimes it got us in trouble. Sometimes it made people happy. But I think it's the right thing to do. What's important is not to force it and make it fake and not to pander. We want it to be authentic and organic and real. So it's something that we pursue, but I think it's something that we've always been pursuing, and we just have to do it in a smart, right way. But we will continue to do it. It's the right thing to do. We announced recently there's going to be a story where a woman becomes Thor. Now, we're not turning Thor into a woman, but on Thor's hammer it says, whoever is worthy can pick up the hammer and become Thor. So I think it's a very powerful message to say, you know what? Women are worthy. A woman can be Thor. Ms. Marvel, right. It's up to issue 6 or 7, and that's another example of Marvel embracing diversity. You know, she's a Muslim American. She lives in Jersey City. She wants to be a superhero. She has a very conservative family. She's struggling with that. She's a classic Marvel character. It's a new book, but it's a classic setup of another outsider who is grappling with all these issues. When Marvel came along in the 60s, it was a different generation. They didn't want their parents' heroes. And by that, I mean the next generation was a little more wise. Communication was opening up. They were seeing what was going on in the world. They wanted change. This is in the 60s. And so the Marvel heroes struck a nerve because they were human. They were humans first and superhumans second. Stan and Steve and Jack decided to give them problems. And they weren't perfect. They had feet of clay. They had physical problems. They had mental problems. And the audiences responded to that because they could see themselves in these heroes. And it was the birth of the modern hero. The modern hero who is not perfect. The hero who fails but gets up and tries to keep doing the right thing. As storytellers, you want to expand your audience. You want to tell stories that more people can relate to. So we're always thinking to ourselves, how can we make this story accessible and interesting and relatable and connect with as wide of audience as possible while still staying true, you know, to the Marvel hero. There's a lot of surprises coming. We have these big meetings where all the editors and writers get together and we argue with each other, but we hash out what's going to happen in the next 6 months to a year. So I know about a lot of cool stuff. We're going to continue to make people angry and happy and excited and on the edge of their seats. Don't wait to get hired by someone. Make your own comics. If you're a writer, find an artist. If you're an artist, find a writer. Go online. There's a lot of places where you can meet people who are into comics. Publish your stories. They can just be digital. Get your stuff out there. We are hungry for new talent. We're always searching. We don't care where you come from. You just have to be good and professional and be able to produce art and stories again and again. So just put your stuff out there and we'll find you. Figure out what you want to do. Pursue it. There will be other people that want to do what you want to do. You have to out-hustle them. You have to outthink them, and you have to, you have to go after your dreams with all your energy, and don't stop.